Look at this.
Perfect.
For the base, and that is completely optional if you don't want to have any carbohydrates, I used 250 grams of cookies. I blended them in a blender, obviously, and then I added water and made like a slurry with it. It looked a bit like Play-Doh. So I pressed it down and I put it in the oven for about 30 minutes tops. So yeah, at the end it was still mushy, but it worked. Next up, I'm using 1 pack low-fat cottage cheese and 450 grams of Fage yogurt. So I blended the cottage cheese until it's smooth. I added a little bit of yogurt to make it a little bit smoother. You don't want any clumps in there. Once the cottage cheese was smoothed, I did transfer it to a bowl. I hand stirred in the rest of the yogurt. And then it's 3 eggs with some powdered vanilla and 2 heaped spoons of cornstarch. Now, if you want to avoid this cornstarch, maybe you could use gelatin, like 0% sugar, but I'm not entirely sure because I haven't tried and I don't know what the texture is going to end up as. So then you take that and you hand stir it again. I decided not to add any sugar to my cheesecake, so I added 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder. And then the stirring is a bit unpleasant because it will clump. I don't know, if you want you could blend it. Once the base is out of the oven, we let it by the side to cool down. Once the base cools down, just add the mixture to it and pop it back in the oven. Then you want at 150 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. Once your cheesecake is baked, put it by the side and let it cool down to room temperature before popping it in the fridge for at least 8 hours. For this syrup, I used 2 lemons, I squeezed them. Then I added a bag of frozen fruit, 1/4 of a cup of honey, and a lot of water, I think. Then, because it was too watery, I had to add something to stabilize it. So it was 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of collagen. Let it simmer on low heat and then let it cool down and add it to the rest of the cheesecake. And that's it. That's a cheesecake. Look at this. You don't look happy.
I am happy!